Alright, the first thing I want to cover is how his 2M has an enlarged hitbox now that can help with combos and stuff. But before we go into the new stuff, I want to cover the old stuff. So his EX Divekick Re-Jump, you know, the really saucy one where you whiff it, doesn't really work anymore. But if you do want to go into the EX Divekick route, you can still do it by landing and then dashing into 2M using the buffs from the 2M that we got earlier. And M Slicer is also buffed now, so you can always get SKD more consistently. So you can add this onto your simple mid-screen combos, just like so, ending with Slicer and holding up to steer it up. And the buff to the medium Slicer work in mid-screen lets you go into more optimal vanish combos. On bigger characters you can do this route, adding key blasting with delays and still getting like knockdown. And even on super dash before, you had to just super dash after the EX dive to get sliding knockdown, but you only get like 3k damage. Now though, you can do the extension with EX dive and get much more damage out of it because of that M Slicer. Or yeah, no, just getting it really whenever you want. The last EX Divekick mid-screen I want to cover is how you can get this re-jump in, dash JM, delay on the JM, and they can get this nice re-jump into sliding knockdown. Sheesh. Before we move on though, I do want to cover how you can use this impression out by holding down. You can safely end so you're not getting punished all the time. Because before, even if you did round start EX slash, if they were close enough, they get a free punish every time with 2H. But now, even if they do that, you're safe at -3. They can still guard cancel reflect and all that though, even the perfect reflect, but you're still not gonna handle like that 2H perfect punish, right? Alright, now we can get into his new combos, because if you hold down with the light slicers, you can get loops. So the first thing I want to cover is if you do 2M delay 5M and then holding down the L slicer, you can get this mini extension that can also side switch. But pretty cool combos off skill starters. And you can get into these loops after 5S by holding down on the slicer, but it's pretty hard on smalls. But if you get 2 of these loops in with the 5L, delaying it a little bit, you can get pretty good damage, 5.2k, which is a lot better meterlessly than before. But if you delay when you press down and then delay the 5L, you can get 2 of these extensions in, which actually builds you 2 bars and 5.4k, which is way better meterlessly than he could have before. You can do this even on scale starters, where you can actually just do the JH knockdown if you don't want to risk dropping your combos. Still getting pretty good output. A second version is doing 2M delay 5M and then holding down the slicer the whole time, timing your 5L, and you can get like 2 of these on skill starters for 4.2k, looking pretty good. And yeah, you can loop these around, but this is not too optimal, so let's go into the real optimal stuff. So his most optimal stuff is after his beam, doing slicer, holding down the whole time where you can connect 2M. And then you can continue the loops going. Here you have to end a bit earlier. For max damage meterless though at 5.9k, you do delay 5H right here, and then you just end it off with a simple 226M for psychic knockdown. You could also fit into one for S Zamasu, but that really eats at hits in the case, so you can't extend the combo too much, although that part does do more damage, but that's for spark cancels, so you have to end it early and actually less optimal. And because of the buff they did to the M slicer 236M, it's kind of similar to 236H, so whenever the M doesn't work, the H version doesn't really work, although you can hold up to kind of help out sometimes. Off skill starts, you can get 4.5k, and this one, you kind of remove an extra beam at the end there, but you do have to hold up on the M slicers to make it more consistent. And what's nice is that you can do this even after command grabs. Here you can get like 3 beam loops in, almost getting 2 bars by the way, meterlessly, so that's really nice. And even on super dashes, you can get this combo to link in for beam re-jumps mid-screen away, so if you counter DRs with super dash, you can pretty much optimize it like this. Close to the corner, you can do the smash 5H into the corner routes. Here just mashing 2M to get that link to go. Or you can also go into the auto combo after the 2S, just like how before, just looking much flashier the closer to the corner, but it still doesn't do as much damage as the max damage version. The thing is though, the optimized beam loops don't really work in the corner. It's a bit hard to set these loops in the corner, you have to delay 5L a bit more, but the thing is that they don't even lead to good output. It might look sick, but look at the damage is like nothing right now. And the combo don't even end. But in the corner though, what you can do after this 2M, you can mash that, but beam, delay, super dash, holding down the slasher to connect this 5M, 5S in to get 5.8k damage. You can still do the skill combo from last patch. What's good about the M slicer that it's more consistent, so you can add more air normals in, which builds you more meter. So you get about 2 bars or 2.1 bars and 4.5k damage. What's nice is that off Twitch with 0 bars you can extend close to the corner with EX dive kick, dashing in and then extending like this, still using 236M to end the combo. On top of just looping the dive kicks in, by the way, like damn, I can just keep going for forever type shit. That's crazy. What's good is that they actually buffed his medium dive kick, so if you're not close to the corner you can use assist mid-screen to still continue your combos. Only works with quick resist, and the tip after 2H you can actually hold up forward to float to get that JM J2H part, or also a wave on small characters. On bigger characters, if you land 2H high against the wall, you can repeat EX dive loops, kind of like being in sparking, repeating it 3 times can hit bigger bodies. But like even just doing one of these loops is still pretty good damage to add on to your 2H, you know, especially if you have the meter for it. I didn't personally find anything unique to these new buffs in sparking, but what I did want to show off is how his holy light grenade got sped up, right? So in super long combos like this one, when you try to connect after his buffed up M slicer, the speed of this holy light grenade makes sure that it hits and it doesn't whiff, so you can lead into TODs like this. His older TOD just adding a little twist to it to show how holy light grenade did get buffed. Besides all those combos, his C assist got spread up as well. He didn't really get much besides the new combos, but I don't think he needed much anyways. He has great mix, great neutral, so we'll see how the meta develops around him. And I just wanted to end this video off with a team TOD using his new combo routes, man. Let me know your thoughts down below. More videos come soon, hopefully. See y'all next time. Peace.